me ask you something. Have you ever felt tired, not because of work or study, but because everything around you feels too loud? The opinions, the pressure, the expectations, the feeling that you must explain yourself all the time. Many people live like this every day. They react to everyone else's thoughts and forget to listen to their own. In this episode, we talk about why choosing quiet moments can help you feel calmer, stronger, and more sure of yourself. When you slow down and sit with your thoughts, something changes. You stop chasing approval. You stop trying to prove anything, and you start becoming the person you truly want to be. Stay with me until the end, because you will learn how silence can protect your energy, how reflection can guide your decisions, and how you can build a peaceful, meaningful life without stress or noise. And if this lesson gave you something useful, I'd love it if you tapped like and subscribe to the channel. It helps you stay connected, and it also helps this little learning community grow. Every click really does make a difference. With love, let's dive in. Why do we feel the need to explain ourselves so much? Many people explain themselves because they want to be understood, accepted, or seen as good. But the more you try to justify every decision, the more you teach others that your choices need their approval. In reality, constant explaining drains your energy, distracts your mind, and pulls you away from your own path. When you understand this clearly, you begin to realize that peace is not found in convincing others, but in trusting yourself. People do not need a long story for every small action you take. When you choose silence, you are not hiding. You are protecting your focus. You are saying, "My direction does not depend on your reaction." This is a powerful mindset because it frees you from the pressure to perform. It lets you use your time and attention on what actually matters: your personal growth, your progress, and the calm confidence that comes from inner clarity. How does external validation steal our focus? External validation feels good at first because it looks like support, attention, or applause. But when you depend on it, your self-worth becomes weak and unstable. You begin doing things not because they are right for you, but because you hope someone will notice. This creates a cycle of performance, pressure, and disappointment. The moment the approval disappears, your confidence disappears with it. When you step back and observe this pattern, you realize how much focus you lose by constantly reacting to the outside world. You lose time thinking about what people think. You lose energy planning how to impress them. You lose peace when someone is silent or less supportive than before. Quiet reflection breaks this cycle because it brings you back to yourself. When you choose inner validation, your progress becomes steady. You act from intention, not from fear. You build a life that continues moving forward, even when no one is clapping. Why is strategic silence stronger than emotional reactions? Strategic silence is not about being cold or distant. It is about choosing not to waste your energy where it cannot grow. When you respond to every comment, every criticism, every small misunderstanding, you become emotionally tired. You react too fast. You lose your direction. But when you use silence wisely, you protect your mind from unnecessary noise. You create space to think before you speak. You give yourself time to understand what is worth your attention and what is not. Strategic silence helps you avoid arguments that lead nowhere, and it prevents you from explaining your life to people who are not ready to listen. It also sends a clear message. I am focused on building, not debating. Over time, this silence becomes a quiet kind of strength. It shows maturity, confidence, and control. It helps you stay connected to your long-term goals instead of getting lost in short-term emotions. How does silence reduce drama in our lives? Drama grows when people want fast reactions, emotional responses, and constant attention. It usually comes from misunderstanding, insecurity, or someone needing to get a reaction out of you. When you choose silence, you take away the fuel that keeps the drama alive. You do not give your energy to small problems. You do not give your emotions to people who only want to argue. You do not give your time to situations that have no real benefit for your growth. Silence creates distance, and distance creates clarity. You start to see what truly matters and what is simply noise trying to pull you away from your purpose. This calmer space helps you think with a clear mind. It reminds you that not every situation needs your reaction. Some things simply do not deserve a place in your heart, and when drama has no audience, it naturally fades away, leaving you with more peace. Why does quiet reflection strengthen self-worth? When you spend time in silence, you begin hearing your own thoughts more clearly. You notice what feels right, what feels wrong, what gives you energy, and what slowly drains it. This awareness builds self-worth because it teaches you to trust your own voice more than the voices around you. Many people lose themselves because they try to live according to expectations, rules, or social pressure. But when you choose reflection, you return to your center. You learn to make decisions from inner strength instead of fear of judgment. You also understand that your value does not come from applause, but from the life you are building quietly every day. This kind of self-worth is permanent because it cannot be taken away by someone's opinion, someone's silence, or someone's misunderstanding. It is grounded. It is calm, and it grows slowly, like something real and unshakable. How does protecting your peace improve your daily life? Protecting your peace changes the way you move through the day. You become more patient, more focused, and less sensitive to small problems. When you stop reacting to everything, your mind stops jumping from stress to stress. You become more selective with your conversations, your environment, and even your thoughts. This selectiveness helps you stay emotionally healthy. It gives you the mental space to think clearly, plan your time, and understand your next steps. You also begin noticing which things disturb your peace and which things support it. This awareness is important because it helps you create habits that keep you grounded. Protecting your peace does not mean avoiding responsibility. It means responding with calm intention instead of stress. When your inner world is stable, your outer world becomes easier to manage. Life feels less chaotic, and your progress becomes consistent, gentle, and steady. Why is inner control more powerful than loud confidence? Many people confuse confidence with volume. They think that speaking loudly, arguing strongly, or showing off their achievements means they are confident. But real confidence is quiet. It is the calm feeling that you do not need to prove anything. Inner control is powerful because it helps you respond instead of react. It helps you stay stable even when things around you become stressful. When you build inner control, you stop living in emotional ups and downs. Instead, you move with clarity and calm purpose. You know what matters, and you do not allow small situations to push you off your path. This kind of control also protects your energy. You no longer feel pulled into other people's emotions or opinions. You understand your direction and you stay loyal to it. Quiet confidence lasts longer than loud performance because it comes from understanding yourself, not from trying to impress others. How can silence help you focus on results instead of noise? When you remove yourself from unnecessary conversations, comparisons, and explanations, you create more time for action. You stop looking sideways and start looking forward. Noise distracts you, but results keep you grounded. Silence helps you stay focused on what you are building, not on who is watching you. You begin measuring your progress by real achievements, not by likes, comments, or reactions. When your focus shifts toward growth, you naturally become more productive and more intentional. You give attention to habits that matter. You spend your energy on skills, goals, and long-term improvement. The noise becomes less important because you start seeing the results of your quiet effort. And when results increase, your confidence increases too. Silence becomes your strategy for giving your best energy to the life you want, not to the noise that tries to pull you away from it. Why does public opinion lose power when you know your purpose? Public opinion becomes heavy only when you are unsure about your direction. When you lack clarity, every comment feels important, every judgment feels personal, and every opinion feels like a threat. But when you know your purpose, opinions lose their power. They may still appear, but they do not shake you. You understand that people speak from their own experiences, fears, and assumptions. Their view is not your truth. With a strong purpose, your decisions come from your future, not from other people's reactions. Purpose gives you a clear filter to sort through advice, criticism, and noise. You know what aligns with your path and what does not. This clarity brings freedom. You stop living to satisfy others, and you begin living to honor your own journey. As a result, you become more consistent, calmer, and emotionally stronger. How does strategic silence make your progress more visible? When you talk less about your plans and focus more on your actions, your progress becomes more natural and true. People start noticing the results instead of the announcements. Strategic silence keeps your goals protected while you work on them. It prevents you from losing motivation by sharing too early. It also protects you from unnecessary opinions that could confuse or discourage you. Quiet progress is powerful because it grows without interruption. You stay focused, you stay disciplined, and you surprise even yourself with how much you can achieve. Over time, others will see the transformation without you saying a word. Your progress will speak louder than your explanations ever could. And because it comes from real effort, it feels more meaningful, more stable, and more deeply connected to who you are becoming. Why is protecting your peace not selfish but necessary? Many people feel guilty for choosing peace, as if protecting their inner world is an act of selfishness. But the truth is the opposite. When your mind is calm, you can give more to others. When your heart is steady, you communicate with more kindness. When your inner world is clean, your outer life becomes more balanced. Protecting your peace is not running away from responsibility. It is choosing to stay healthy, grounded, and emotionally stable. This stability helps you make better decisions. It helps you understand your feelings instead of reacting blindly. It helps you handle challenges with patience and strength. When people do not protect their peace, they burn out, become overwhelmed, and lose themselves. Guarding your inner world is not selfish, it is necessary. Because everything you build in life depends on the quality of your mind and the strength of your emotional foundation. How does focusing on growth create a meaningful life? A meaningful life is not built by chance. It is created through small decisions, quiet effort, and consistent growth. When you prioritize personal development, you choose to become better every day, even if no one notices. You focus on improving your habits, your thoughts, your communication, and your emotional strength. This process brings deep satisfaction because it comes from inside. It is not controlled by approval or popularity. Growth gives you direction and purpose. It helps you move through challenges with patience and wisdom. When you focus on becoming the best version of yourself, you naturally feel more confident and more connected to your goals. This way of living creates meaning because it reflects your true values. You are not living for attention. You are living for progress. And that progress becomes the foundation of a life that feels real, stable, and fulfilling. How can silence help you reconnect with your purpose? In a world filled with messages, distractions, and constant noise, silence becomes a way to return to yourself. When you create quiet moments, you can finally hear your own thoughts. You can notice what feels heavy and what feels inspiring. You can understand which direction pulls you forward and which direction drains your energy. Silence helps you remember why you started. It helps you see the bigger picture behind the daily routines. It also allows you to reconnect with your deeper desires, the ones that often get lost in the noise of everyday life. When you reconnect with your purpose, your motivation becomes stronger and more meaningful. You stop rushing. You stop comparing. You begin moving with calm intention. Silence becomes the space where you realign with your true goals, and this realignment brings peace, clarity, and renewed strength. How does your quiet progress eventually speak for itself? Quiet progress does not need a spotlight. It builds slowly and steadily through your habits, your choices, and your discipline. Every day you choose silence over drama, focus over noise, and growth over performance. You become stronger. Over time, the results become impossible to ignore. People will notice your calm energy, your confidence, and the quality of your work. They may not understand your journey, but they will feel the difference in how you speak, how you move, and how you make decisions. Quiet progress speaks through consistency, not through loud announcements. It shows in your emotional stability, your clarity, and your ability to stay focused on your path. Remember, you do not need to explain your transformation. Your life will show it. Your peace will show it, and your results will show it. Keep choosing silence, keep choosing growth, and let your progress speak in its own powerful way. And if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss the next lesson. Your support means so much. It keeps this space alive and growing with love. Thank you for being here, and I can't wait to continue this journey with you.